हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल किड्स लर्निंग क्लासरूम स्टाइल। मैं शिखा और आप सबको मेरा जय श्री श्याम। Today's subject is science and topic is air, as we have already finished our chapter or topic air. So today here I am with the summary or quick notes of it, as I usually do. In case you are new to my channel, I'll tell you how I make the videos. So there are two subjects that I cover in detail. One is science and one is English grammar, and these topics are very much relevant for students of the primary classes. After I finish any chapter in science, I do make a summary or a quick notes, and I also cover question and answers at times with the chapter or at times with the summary. So today I will be covering the questions and their answers in oral form in this particular video, and then I make English grammar concepts videos, and after I have made the concept video, I do upload few practice worksheets so that all your doubts are cleared while solving it. In case you face any difficulty in solving any of your worksheets, you can reach out to me through my Facebook page, Kids Learning Classroom Style, and I'll be more than happy to help you and assist you. So let's get started. So in the topic air, what we had first started with to understand what is air. So as we all know that we can't touch air, we can only feel the air. So therefore air is what? It's colorless, since we can't see it. It's odorless, and it's also tasteless. Air is classified as matter. And why is it classified as matter? Because it has mass, means it has weight, and it takes up space, or it takes up place. So since these two characteristics air has, therefore it's classified as matter. And matter is also anything that has mass and occupies space. So anything that we see in our day-to-day life has a mass and that occupies space, and therefore they are all called matters. So matter is also composed of tiny particles, which is known as molecules, and these molecules are made up of even smaller particles, which is called an atom. Yes, then we had discussed the three states in which matter exists, that are solid, liquid, and gases. So the matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gases. So the particles in the solid forms are very much closely packed, and therefore there is no space for these molecules to move. The liquids, as compared to solid, the particles or the molecules are packed with a little extra space, and therefore there's a little space for the particles to move when they are in their liquid form. And in gaseous, so the gaseous as compared to liquid and solid, they are the ones wherein the particles are very much loosely packed, and therefore there's a lot of space for them to move. And then we had discussed the properties of each of this in details. Here I have just, since we are doing a summary, so here I have written a very short form of it. In case you have still not watched the detailed videos on it of these topics, do watch. There are a lot of learning, and I have explained each and every topic in the best possible way. So solid have a fixed shape, as I showed here. They have a fixed volume and they cannot be compressed. Compressed means उसे हम दबा नहीं सकते हैं, and they are rigid. Examples are pencil, eraser, and kettle. Liquid, they don't have a definite shape because there are the spaces for the molecules or the particles to move. तो इसीलिए उनके specific shape नहीं होते, but उनका specific एक volume रहता है. And they are difficult to compress. उसे आप बहुत ज़्यादा compress नहीं कर सकते हैं, बहुत हल्का सा compress, बहुत हल्का दबा सकते हैं. जैसे कि example क्या क्या है उसके, तो जो liquids हैं उसके example हैं हमारे जूस, कोकोनट वाटर एंड ऑयल. जो टेट्रा पैक्स आते हैं जूसेस के, अगर आप उसे देखोगे तो हम उसे हल्का सा स्क्वीज कर सकते हैं टू अ लिटिल अमाउंट, बट उनका एक डेफिनेट वॉल्यूम रहता है. सो गैसेस में दे डोंट हैव अ डेफिनेट शेप, they don't have a definite volume, they can be compressed, and the examples are tire filled in air, balloon with air, etc. Then I had in very detail covered the difference between the three states of matter, solid, liquid and gases in a very table format, because in exams the more we do things in these table format, they are very good and very appealing to the teachers as well, and it gives a very precise differentiation between the three states, and in exams you can be asked either of all the three or any two depending on your examiner. So yes, in case you have still not taken a note of this, you can watch my video on the YouTube and take a note from there. Then we had discussed properties of air. So we had discussed that air has four properties. First is air fills space, air has weight, air occupies space, hot air expand. So air fills space. Today I have got an example. I've written an example of each of these properties, because in exams there are a possibility that you may be asked to explain any of these properties with an example. So air fills space, the example is take a balloon, blow air into it, it fills up with air and increases in size. Air fills the space inside the balloon, the air gives the balloon its shape, and therefore we say one property of air is air fills space. The second property is air has weight. So in this what we have to do, we have to use a weighing machine, and in that we have to place two footballs. One should be completely filled with air and one a little deflated, means जिसमें थोड़ा कम हवा रहे. And when we will place these two footballs, one on the right hand side and one on the left hand side, we'll observe that a football which is completely filled with air has more weight as compared to the deflated football. The same thing I have written, use the weighing machine to measure the weight of a deflated football and the football filled with air. The football with air in it weighs more than football without air. This shows that air has weight. Then example of air occupies space. So in this what we have to do, we have to take a bowl filled with water and an empty glass. You can either stick some pieces of tissue paper or any paper to the end of the glass, and after it dry up, then you have to tilt the glass and dip it in the bowl upside down. You will notice after some time when you will remove that glass from the water, you will notice that the the bottom of the glass did not get wet. Why? Because the air got filled in that part, and therefore the end part of the glass did not get wet. So it's the same thing I have written. Take a bowl of water and an empty glass, immerse the glass upside down into the bowl filled with water. After a few seconds, take the glass out of the bowl without tilting. When the glass was immersed in water, the air could not escape and remained inside the glass. Therefore, the end of the glass did not get wet. Similarly, hot air expands. So in this case, what we have to do, we have to take a bottle and attach the balloon at the neck of the bottle. Place the bottle in a pan containing water and then heat the pan. The balloon will get inflated as the water will boil, as the temperature of the water will rise. The balloon that we have fixed at the neck of the bottle will start getting to inflated, will start increases. This is because when the air inside the bottle heats up, it expands and fills the balloon. This shows that air expands when heated. Then we had discussed about what does air contains. So the air is a mixture of water vapor, smoke, dust, germs and gases. And what is water vapor? So water vapor is water simply in the form of gases. Water vapor is a part of air we breathe. And the example I have written one. So during rain, when it's a rainy season and it rains, we would have often observed that there are muddy puddles that gets formed on the roadside. But next day when the sun rises, we will see that these water muddy puddles have either vanished completely or have reduced to a very smaller size. That is because the heat of the sun changes the water into water vapor, and therefore these water puddles gets evaporated or gets reduced to a smaller size. Then we had discussed about smoke. So from where does smoke get mixed in the air? So the smoke from the vehicle, factories, we burn crackers, and burning anything creates smoke which gets mixed in the air. Then dust. So air also contains dust, and from where these dust comes, wind driven soil erosion, which means that whenever there is too much of wind blowing, the fields which are empty, whatever the loose soil is there, that gets eroded along with the wind in the form of dust. Volcanic eruptions, constructions, and vehicle traffics are the reasons of the dust that is mixed in the air. Then germs. When any of an infected person coughs or sneezes, the germs gets mixed in the air. And then gases. We had discussed that air contains gases. So the air has 78% nitrogen, which is in abundant, 21% oxygen, and 1% carbon dioxide and other gases. Then we had discussed various uses of air. So we had discussed that the air are used in many ways, and here I have few for you. So plants and animals need air to live. Human needs air to breathe. Birds fly because there is air. We fill air in balloons, footballs, and cycle tires. Air is needed for burning. Air is used to move things like kites, helicopters, sailboat, and windmill. And since air contains many gases such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and all living things require oxygen for breathing. Yes, and then we had discussed about process of breathing. So how do we human beings or any living beings breathe? So we breathe through our nose. Plants breathe through the tiny pores present on the underside of the leaves called stomata. And then few land animals also have lungs for breathing. Insects like grasshoppers, they breathe through tiny pores on the side of their bodies. Yes, so these are the various ways how all the living organisms on earth breathe. Then we had discussed about air pollution, which is a very serious problem in today's scenario. So how does an air pollution occur? So air pollution occurs when gases, dust particle, fumes, or odor, germs are introduced into atmosphere in such a way that it makes harmful for humans, animals, and plants. Means the quantity of these things gets so much increased in the air that it makes us difficult to breathe, and even they are not good for our health. Yes, then we had discussed what are the various causes of air pollution. So here I have a picture for you to explain the various causes of air pollution. So what are those? Factories and industries release. The factories and industries, what did they do? They release the smoke and other harmful gases. Smoke is released from burning of the garbage. So there are garbage that many people burn, and bursting of crackers. Fumes of car. The fumes of car exhaust contain dangerous gases. Then burning of agricultural waste, cooking or heating contributes to air pollution. And from the construction sites, when the construction undergoes, there are a lot of loose soils on the field. These all get eroded in the form of dust, which gets mixed in the air and are harmful for us. the same I have written in a very short form. Then what are the effects of air pollution? So there are many effects of air pollution, as air pollution can adversely affect people's health. Air pollution can make it difficult for us to breathe and cause health issues. Air pollution can also cause harm to the ozone layer in the atmosphere, which results in the rise in the temperature. And then we had discussed the ways how we can reduce air pollution. So there, the ways that we can see for air pollution are: we should plant more and more trees so that the dust that gets carried in the heavy wind does not get, because there will be plants, so these plants will bind the soil, the loose soil. We should use more of electric vehicles. We should not burn any garbage or crackers, because it creates smoke which it's harmful for us. And then we should use alternate energy like solar energy, windmill energy. Then we should promote for cleaner energy resources. We should use fans instead of air conditioners, and turn off lights and appliances. When people travel from one place to another, in case there are few people who travel to the same place, we should adapt for carpooling, so that less number of vehicles runs on road. So here we have come to an end of the summary of the chapter air that we had covered. My next video we will be covering we will be starting our new chapter, but before that I have already covered few questions pertaining to this chapter, which were these: explain why air is classified as matter, define matter, name 3 states in which matter exists, write 3 properties of solid, liquid and gases. These are the few questions that I've already covered, but yes, today I will be sharing few more question and answers with you guys. So let's get started towards it. So now with the properties, we will see, write the 4 properties of air. Yes, and then the next one could be explain any 2 properties of air with example. And then explain what things does air contain. So what are the various things that our air contains, and explain them briefly. Then explain the uses of air, and what is air pollution, and what causes air pollution could be one answer for you all, one question for you all. Then what are the effects of air pollution, and what are the ways which we can use to reduce air pollution. So these could be few questions that can be formed from this particular chapter. Do like and share my video. In case you have still not subscribed, do subscribe it. We will meet with a new chapter in science very soon. Tab tak ke liye bye bye and take care.